good morning, everybody. We are on a special fireside chat today with, we have Jose Oropeza and Lynn Huynh, right? Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Jose is with the with NAHREP Staten Island, National Association Hispanic Real Estate Professionals in Staten Island. He's the president, and Lynn is the president of AAREA chapter in Brooklyn, Asian American Real Estate Association. So good morning to you guys. Good morning. So what I'd like to do is start off by saying thank you. That's number one. Thank you for being here. And I wanted to talk about what you guys in particular do for our industry, your mission and vision for your groups, and of course, how does that support the real estate agents and the industry, and then how does it support our community? So what we'll do is we'll open up with, I don't know, Jose, if you just wouldn't mind, open up a little bit with your group, and then we'll go right to Lynn.
All right, sounds good.
And by the way, I've got the marshmallows, man. I know you know what, and you got the chocolates. I know it's early, but you know what? You can't have a fireside chat. People getting a little bit feisty. They said, Mike, you can't have a fireside chat without a fire. I said, okay, at least we brought the marshmallows and the chocolate now. So go ahead.
Sounds good. Well, Mike, first off, let me just say thank you for having me on. I hope everyone's staying safe. I really appreciate it. Just to give you a little insight about NAHREP, a lot of people know about NAHREP, but some don't. So first off, let me explain that it is a business opportunity, and it's where business and I'll call it cultura, which means culture, that's where they both intersect. It is a national organization whose mission is to promote and move forward sustainable Hispanic ownership. So far, are you with me? And it stands for the National Association of Hispanic Real Estate Professionals. It's in 23 states with approximately 75 chapters across those states. New York alone has 10 chapters within the city and New York State. It's crazy. It's been growing a lot the last few years just here in New York alone. Each chapter serves to further NAHREP's mission through educational seminars, networking events, and galas. We aim to educate the real estate professional to better serve the Hispanic community, as they are the largest minority population group in the country. However, you do not need to be Hispanic to be part of NAHREP. Realtors, lenders, attorneys, insurance agents, anyone who believes in the mission and wants to be part of the organization of like-minded individuals can benefit by being part of this organization, both locally or nationally. You with me? Aside from local events, NAHREP organizes a housing policy summit in DC, as we know how important it is to influence policy to help Hispanic ownership. In addition, NAHREP hosts a wealth conference to showcase all aspects of Hispanic culture. Through these events, you're able to network with real estate professionals from other NAHREP chapters. This is usually held in San Diego. They do it once a year. And that's where you're able to network with other individuals that are also part of the organization as well. For someone in the business, I feel it's a great way to be able to network with other individuals as well. Again, that have the same mindset as you do. But this is really the way we're able to help the community, is by helping people that are already in the business be able to educate them to be able to help the Hispanic community.
Very good. Well, thank you for that. I'm gonna move it over to Lynn. You know, and thank you for that explanation. It's very, very, very thorough. So Lynn, good morning.
Good morning.
So please, and congratulations again on being the president of AAREA. So tell us a little bit about the mission and vision of AAREA Brooklyn and AAREA National.
AAREA, Asian Real Estate Association of America, we are a nonprofit organization that's dedicated to promote sustainable homeownership opportunity in the Asian community and the Pacific Islander. Our mission is very similar to Jose. We also do a lot of networking events. We also do a lot of gala. We out there, our calendars are packed annually, locally and nationally, to host events to educate our real estate professionals, whether they are lawyers, realtors, loan officers. We're out there to educate them and to basically to also give the Asian community a voice. How can we promote homeownership? Annually in May, we also have a policy day where we go out to DC. We promote about policy that impacts Asian homeownership. How can we bring equality and accessibility to Asian homeownership? So we are an Asian nonprofit, but it does not limit to Asian because I believe all policy impacts all buyers and sellers. We are very, we're committed to bring the latest information to our community. We have been hosting a lot of events to talk about what's currently happening, how it impacts our realtors, our bankers. We want to be out there to be the forefront to bring information to everyone. That's our goal. And especially another thing that we're so proud of what AAREA Brooklyn did. And just a month ago, we did a fundraising event, and we felt that what was the best way to best serve the community is to raise money and donate this PPE to our folks right in Brooklyn. And I want to give a quick shout out to Mike. When I set up the GoFundMe page, and I was just texting Mike, and Mike, with no hesitation, he is actually one of our largest donor. And we were able to raise about $10,000 worth of PPE. We were able to donate it to our local nursing homes, right, in Bay Ridge and Fort Hamilton, the post office, the supermarkets. I think all in all, we did about 10 location drop off. So Mike, a big shout out to you and Remax Edge for donating. That was huge. Without donors like you guys and sponsors, that we would not be able to do grassroots, donations to people who matters most. And that's what we're so proud of. So we're not only there to do networking event to support our Asian real estate professionals, but we're so proud that we're able to really to help the community. So that's just a snippet of what we do. And also national level, we are constantly doing something every week. It's either Asian related or it's real estate related, policy related. We want to do things that really impact and help people. That's our goal.
Great. Well, that was definitely a very thorough explanation. And yes, I'm glad you acknowledge, not just myself, but Remax Edge, the agents there really are a contributing factor, as well as being supportive of all of our local groups. So yeah, let's talk though about the benefit of the agent first of being a part of this. I know you guys talked about events, and Jose, thank you. You brought up business opportunity, because sometimes when you've been part of these meetings, sometimes when people hear business opportunities, talk about how you're able to blend business with also giving back to the community, because I think that some people, when they're a part of this, they feel, well, can business really be mixed with giving back to the community? So Jose, I know you mentioned it. Let's get back to you first, and then of course Lynn. So how could it be that if I was a member, and by the way I am a member of each one of these organizations, what is the benefit of being a part of it besides just being able to give back to the community? And please just give us a little bit more explanation about how an agent would benefit, because I know both of you guys have a lot of great things that you guys do. So okay. Jose, you can start us off. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's different type of agents out there, right? There's agents that love prospecting, right? There's other agents that love marketing. There are agents that love going to networking events, and they do great. I feel personally, as an agent myself, that you can't just become one type of agent. You shouldn't just be a prospector, right? I feel if you want to grow your business, being a part of these two organizations, you're able to access other people within the network that you'll connect with, you'll get along with. For example, myself, once I joined NAHREP, I started meeting people from upstate New York that I never met before, that are now really good friends of mine, that we connect together, we communicate well together. if they have someone that needs to buy in Brooklyn, in New York City, in Staten Island, they contact me. So I feel by being part of these type of organizations, not only are you helping, yes, it's great, we help the community, but we also help ourselves business-wise. I don't think you only do it for that reason. Obviously, you want to be part of the organization to be able to be with the organization for what it's for, but also you are able to benefit by.
Yeah, Jose, and you know that's something I wanted to clear up with our agents here. Hold on just a second, just want to make sure for audio. Hold on. Audio check. You know, so it's interesting. Being part of these organizations, you know, people feel, you know, hey, I'm coming in for business. I think from the years of experience, and hopefully you guys can attest to this as well, being part of charitable functions, it's okay to get business from each other. It's okay to mastermind together, and for the common goal of actually the mission of the organization. And I think that's hold on just a second, guys. Right, just want to make sure we get some audio feedback. So that's the main mission of these things, if not just business. Because Jose, I would agree that being a part of it, really, if you're not an active member, I think that other members of the group would kind of say, well, you know, be an active member. You want to, you know, support the mission and vision. And I think that's where some agents get disappointed when they come in. It can't all just be about business, business rather. It's got to be supporting the mission and vision. That's where you're going to see the fruits, you know, of your labor. You go out and you do these different causes. So excellent point. And thank you for sharing your experience.
Yeah, let's add one more thing, Mike. Just one more thing. I'm sorry. You know, you'll notice once you start going to these events that you'll start noticing the same people there. And then those same people that are there, you start connecting with, start getting along with, you start communicating with. And then that turns into more. I built relationships, again, with a lot of great people that are part of the organization. If you have not been to a NAHREP organization or event yet, you haven't partied.
yeah, I've been to a couple of those. So yeah, even a virtual event is the music don't stop.
What about culture? I love it for all the reasons above. But yes, business-wise, it has helped me, and it has helped a lot of people within the organization as well.
Yeah, and I know you guys work a lot on a national level, just like AAREA does the the lobbying with DC, and I'm very familiar with what you guys have accomplished, not only locally but nationally. What NAHREP and AAREA have both pushed forth with agenda and policy with regards to sustainable home ownership. So Lynn, yeah, if you can kind of share also as well, you know, the benefits. I know you've had a lot of great events, some business opportunities for agents. You know, give us an example of one or two things that agents can participate in, and also even for yourself. Tell us a little bit about your experience and how it helped you in your personal life and your business life. Lynn, you're on mute. Hold on, here we go.
I gotta get used to this whole Zoom thing.
That's all right.
So like NAHREP, you know, we're both great organizations. Matter of fact, I'm part of NAHREP also, Jose. These are organizations where we want to bring, you know, top professional people that come together. Annually, AAREA produced a report called State of AAREA. And in this report, it basically does a survey of Asian businesses and the AAREA membership that joins AAREA. And you'll find that the membership base that's part of AAREA are a lot of top producers, a lot of 6 annual figure agents, real bankers, and title company that are very much involved. So you want to be part of an organization that's like-minded. You want to be part of an organization that is constantly producing and really on the edge of everything that's happening in today's market. Our organization have around 17,000 members. We have 42 chapters. In the tri-state area alone, we have 5 chapters, and each chapter basically takes care of each region. I mean, specifically, we are Brooklyn. And we try to do a lot of stuff that's locally that impacts what are the stuff that's happening in Brooklyn versus Manhattan versus New Jersey, even though we're so close in proximity, but we operate very differently. And this is where we want to, give our agents the most important information that impacts just locally among our boroughs. And nationally, what we do differently is that we actually have a few branches in AAREA. And if I were to talk about it, would take me probably an hour. But I just want to touch specifically for agent who joins us. We have a vast referral network. So if I had a map right now to show you, people are constantly moving. So you want to be you want to be with like-minded people to set up a huge networking base, because there's people constantly moving in and out of New York, going to California, Florida, whatnot. You want to make sure that you set up a good referral base that you could do this business. And AAREA statistically has one of the top agents that could take care of your clients for you. I want to touch upon that. And another thing is that AAREA also think about, beside locally, nationally, we also think about globally. So when you become a member of AAREA, and if you have a thought about doing business globally, we have a platform called AAREA Global that could help you, get into the global business. And what I mean by that, once you become an AAREA member, you automatically default become an AAREA Global member, and you are open a whole network and a whole portal of global properties. And if you have a thought about expanding your business, doing global, that's one opportunity you may want to do. Last year, I was very fortunate. I participated a program called, it was an AAREA Global program. We went to Dubai, and we did an exchange program where we went to see properties and developments and condo projects in Dubai, and we did a whole lot of cultural events. I know that this year we had a lot, but we had to postpone and we had to cancel some. But some of the locations that we were going to go that was on agenda for 2020 was Korea, China. Matter of fact, some of the earlier trip we took prior to March was Mexico, just to understand what other global business and projects are out there. So when you become of this great organization, you get to meet like-minded people locally, how you guys could do business, because you want to know the person you're working with. You want to make sure that the person you're working with will work with you smoothly throughout the deal. And you want to make sure you have that partner that's across the nation, the West Side, that's able to handle your client. If they so happen to move to Cali and move to Seattle, whatnot, they'll be able to help you. And again, if you could just think bigger, because the world, it's getting smaller. You could potentially do business, globally in Europe, Asia. The opportunity may be,
Yeah, now more than ever, I think more people are open-minded to, video calls, just like this, you're able to share content. So I think now more than ever globally. Jose, what about NAHREP's mission, not only nationally, but, globally? What are their efforts to work outside the United States? And can you talk a little bit about that?
I mean, from my understanding right now, Mike, globally, we're not there yet, but I know that's something that they're working on right now. I know Puerto Rico was very big for them. It was a little difficult to get in there, but they finally got it done. Actually, a gentleman by the name of Eric Haddock actually got it going. And it's still part of the U.S., but it was big to get in there. It took some work, but it got done. Internationally, that's something that I know they're working on, but it's not set yet.
Okay.
We're not as big as we are here in the States.
Fantastic. So either one, jump in on this. So can you tell me at least one or two things or policies that either NAHREP or AAREA was able to get pushed forward in the past decade that has really helped lift up this organization to show agents that not just on a local level you're connecting with people, but this stuff really matters, right? Things that matter in the U.S. I mean, even as a real estate professional, NAR, National Association of Realtors, right? It's about lobbying Washington and making sure that we're able to push forth policy to help our people out. So do you guys have something that you'd like to share with us that has really helped and has been something near and dear to your hearts, even if now or even in the past?
Oh, sure.
Just one or two things, yeah.
So there's quite a few things that the AAREA does, and we're so proud of this. We go down to DC every May, and we always go down with 3-point policy. And last year, and well, actually the last few years, DC, it's not as quick as people think it is. And actually, my first time down in DC was 2017, and it was completely new to what is Policy Day and what it actually means to sit in front of your congressman's office and actually talk about points and policy that impacts locally in Brooklyn. So I remember going down to Nadia Vasquez's office and going down to Chuck Schumer's office. And they were just sitting there listening to my seniors at that time. And then later on, it was me and Katie. We were sitting down the last 2 years and talk about what impacts, the Asian real estates in Brooklyn. So these are some of the things that we talked about. Is we're talking about student loan. How the student loan affects the new pool of buyers. So we all know the millennials are our biggest pool of buyers that are actually bigger than the baby boomers. And the biggest hurdle some of the baby boomers have is their student loan debt that impacts them. So these are some of the policy we've been pushing for the last 2-3 years. How can we help the millennials with student issues with that? Second thing, and the two things I want to touch on, the next two things I want to touch upon, which is so important, is the census. A census that we push to make sure that the question that was that the current administration wanted to put on to the 2020 census was not going to be put on. We pushed for that last year, and then it was not just AAREA that was part of this. It was a lot of organizations that pushed not to add that question, that one question that the administration wanted to add it on. We wanted to keep the census as is, and we were so happy our last year's push worked. So the census is not
Good for
touched.
you guys. That's beautiful. That's an amazing accomplishment.
Yes, we're so happy.
And
so proud of
the
that.
census is really, really important for all of us as citizens to make sure you fill that out. So go ahead, continue. I'm sorry. I just wanted to kind of emphasize that this census is a function in the United States, and it's very important that people get this filled out.
Yeah, and the current stats, only 60% of Americans filled out the census only. So it's important that each and everyone go out and be counted and be known, because it impacts us financially, its community, how much funding we get in schools. It's down to each neighborhood. So please to fill the census. So no, that's another thing that AAREA did last year that greatly impacted this year. And another major win that we did. There's actually so many. Another one that we were also part of AAREA Brooklyn was a form for mortgages. So I know a lot of people here are realtors and mortgage bankers and whatnot. And how many times have your folks have sat down with a buyer where the kid that is translating for the adults who's purchasing home because they don't understand the form that they're filling out? Or I think the mortgage banker probably have more experience with this than some realtors, because they had to go down this form and they probably have their 10-year-old or 12-year-old kid doing the translation. So what AAREA National and all the other local chapter have been doing is to fight to get these forms translated into different languages. And last year we got the agency to do this translation. So they are rolling out a 5-year program to roll out 5 different glossaries to translate these forms. So I believe that there's already a Spanish version out there. So I know that they are going to do Tagalog, they're going to do Vietnamese, they're going to do Chinese, they're going to do Korean. I believe I'm missing one other language, but this is another big win for us, that we want to make sure that these mortgage forms that buyers are going in to get these mortgages, that they're able to see these forms in their languages. There's a full glossary that it's already there translated. So you're not relying on your 10-year-old or 12-year-old to translate these forms for you. We got the agency to agree to do this translation for us. So it's a huge deal. It's a big deal. So this will open the door for more buyers to feel more confident filling out this form and purchasing properties, and not relying on someone that it's still elementary school or junior high school.
Wow, that's really amazing, and this is important. This is such an important conversation, guys. Especially being in New York and just the United States. I mean, this is you would think that perhaps these forms would already exist, and I'm glad to have you guys fighting for this, because it's really important to all of us to get equal treatment. So Jose, anything that not anything, can you share with us some of the things that NAHREP has accomplished in the past decade to help push forth policy that agents could feel proud of being a part of, you know?
Right. Well, I think right now, just like Lynn was mentioning with mortgages, everything has been in English, and it's been very difficult for people that don't speak English or read English to be able to determine what they're signing, right? I think just like Lynn mentioned, that's one thing that we all show. A lot of members within the community itself were able to go ahead and fight and be able to put together, where now people that can read Spanish can know what they're signing. I think that was one huge thing that even recently was put together along with other members that assisted and being able to put these articles and these documents together. I think that was huge, because again, a lot of people, like Lynn was saying, you have your 10, your 12-year-old kid over here reading a document, you still don't know what it means. It's a little different when you can actually read it yourself. And I mean, personally, I think that was huge. There have been policies. I can't sit here and tell you exactly what those policies were, but I do know that NAHREP has fought a lot, and they're very big with that as well.
Oh yeah, 100%. So either one jump in on this one. Access to financing, you know, a big important portion of driving the real estate market. Any events or anything you guys can think about to have access to capital, you know, because that's important, right? Most buyers need a loan in order to drive, you know, home ownership. People have to have access to cash, you know, or educated in the process. So either one of you guys take this question, you know, what are ways that AAREA or NAHREP, what are some functions? What are ways, whether it's a lobby, whether it's education, what are ways in which they're helping the community know where to get this, how to access this cash to help them drive home ownership?
Yeah, let me jump in. So we in the past, we have held a lot of events where we highlight different mortgage programs out there. So I'm not a mortgage banker, so I don't want to talk about any specific programs, but we work very closely with a few banks where they will match your down payment. So I mean, feel free to contact me, get my information from Mike afterwards, and I'll be more than happy to share the specifics with you. We connect with a lot of mortgage banker where they will match your down payment. What I mean is that one of the biggest hurdle that millennial has, beside the student loan that I mentioned, is down payment. So especially in New York, where you're talking about your average property, it's probably in the $600 to $800 range, and you're talking about to purchase something, you need anywhere from $100,000 to $20,000 to purchase something. So there's programs out there where they will match you up to half to purchase your first home. We work very closely with Fannie Mae. Fannie Mae has a lot of program. They are also one of our speakers. They also our national chapter sponsor. So on our website, there's also a different program that we highlight how Fannie Mae can help. We work very closely with Citibank. We also work very closely with Empire State Bank. So there's different banks that we work with that has specific program that fits your need, and how we get this information out. It's either through literature, through email, through educational seminars, and we also do a regional seminar. As a matter of fact, we just did one last month where there are folks who live in a tri-state. They don't necessarily live in Brooklyn or New York. They live in Jersey and whatnot. So we did a regional call last month where we have mortgage banker talk about what program is being offered in Jersey that's different from New York. That's what we try to give to people.
Anything else from Jose?
Yeah. Sorry, Mike. I think what I want to add is this is the reason why our events are so important. We have partnered up with a lot of banks, a lot of mortgage brokers. As an agent, it's important for us to know what other bankers or mortgage brokers are able to provide our clients. And during these events, this is where they're able to share what grants are available to our clientele, what programs are available to them, how they can benefit right now. Because there's different programs throughout the year, throughout time, things are always changing. So being involved in these events, you're able to learn what's available at that moment for your client currently. So that's why these events are very important.
Absolutely. Yeah, so just to kind of wrap up the conversation, future, right? Let's talk about the future, because one of the biggest theme around all the things we've done at Remax Edge in the past 2.5 months over here has been past, present, and future topics. So just let's talk about the future of AAREA, future of NAHREP. What give me, whether it's market conditions, whether we want more inclusion, anything that you guys want to mention that would be the most important aspects of your mission at AAREA, your mission at NAHREP, and what should an agent expect being a part of it? So what does that future look like, Lynn?
For the most immediate, timely topic, what AAREA is doing is to clarify and educate agents about the new norm of operating and conducting business. And
big topic.
Yeah, post-COVID. So there's a lot of do's and don'ts, and agents, we literally had to be on our toes and understand exactly how to operate post-COVID. So we're gonna try to put a lot of literatures and bullet points. So we'll try and make it easy to digest for our members, so they can continue to operate and do their business. Especially in New York City, we has been on pause on this. So once we have the green light, we want to make sure we go out, go out the gate, knowing what we could do and start working in a way where we're protecting ourselves and protecting our consumers, our buyers and seller, the best way. We believe is through education. And I think there's nothing more important than education and love and having an open mind. It's so crucial now more than ever to educate and to have an open mind and understand how we can help our community and show that there's a lot of love, there's a lot of heart, there's a lot of education that needs to go around and spread how we can include everybody to make this better. And we all just have to heal from this whole post-COVID era that we just lived through this 2.5 months.
Exactly.
So educate, love.
Yeah, education and love. I love that. I love. Jose, what?
Same here, Mike.
A lot of love.
Well, I got to tell you, NAHREP Staten Island, we launched in November of last year, and our mission is to be able to educate then the community. The market is changing. A lot of things are happening right now that were not happening. The way business is done now is not the way business was done a few months ago. There are a lot of people, however, that are still successful, that are still doing well. There are buyers that are getting loans. So what we want to be able to share through education is how people are still successful. What is it that they're doing? How is it that they're going about things to be able to stay safe and still be successful? So I think right now, for the next few months, the next events that we're going to have, they're going to be based on that.
Beautiful, beautiful.
And I feel like our next event will be sometime in August.
Very nice. Lynn, you have an event coming up too, or you stop for now for a little bit, right?
It's gonna be toward probably around August, September time also.
Good.
But it's just that the information that comes out every single week, every single day, and
every day.
And things constantly change. So we also want to be careful because we're very fortunate. This is a platform that we have, and we want to take it seriously, and we want to make sure that we're also in a good mental state to put out this information.
Absolutely.
So we want to do it slow and get it right, because I don't believe in getting it out there quick and fast and become misleading. So we are planning to do something toward the next few months, but as of right now, a lot of things still up in the air. But we are continuing to promote stuff that's happening nationally. Some of the stuff that's happening immediately this month would be actually our virtual policy day. So if anyone's interested to learn more what I mentioned about policy and how it actually impact realtors and buyers and sellers in the local market, we are doing a virtual policy day. and there's a virtual town hall.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
So you've got a
we
lot
could get
of
them
things
published.
going. You got a lot.
There are.
Yeah.
There are. Yeah.
You know, I just, you know, I want to say that, you know, when you mentioned, you know, when you're ready or when everyone's ready, you know, mental health is really important.
Yeah.
And the reason why I bring up mental health, actually, what's interesting is that, you know, when you have these groups, you have a network of people that you can reach out to. So as Jose mentioned, as you mentioned, you've connected with other people. And as human beings, we love connection. As much as we feel like we don't, we love connection with people. And I know that both of these organizations, they're great at connecting people and pushing forth a policy with Washington. So I'm super proud to have you guys a part of this. I just want to quickly say to our agents and people who are on, if there's any questions, because we're about to wrap, if there's any questions, please feel free to put it in the chat box and we'll get to those, but we're going to kind of close out the meeting in just a few moments. So yeah, I do believe that the network of people is extremely important, and that's one of my missions as well. Is I brought you guys on here because, you know, we are one. You know, in New York City, we have a plethora of people. I mean, it just goes. It's amazing how many types of people have come, you know, and been born out of America in New York. You know, in Brooklyn and Staten Island. There's so many different people, and we want to all come together. And just these two organizations right here, you guys both being presidents, it's really your not only your mission, but your duty to help us here, to bring us all together. It doesn't matter what organization. And the realtor community, right? National Association of Home Builders, 18% GDP is real estate. That's a lot of interactions.
Yeah.
And the real estate agents really need to understand that, you know what, their role, their job is more important than they can even imagine. And that's why I love that you talked about education. So it doesn't look like any other questions popped up. Any final notes, Lynn, first with you? Any final notes you want to share with the group?
I can't wait to hug and kiss everyone here. I know a lot of folks actually that's on this call. So I miss you guys. I love you guys. We're just trying to do good things and educate and spread love. That's it.
Spread love. Yep. Jose, any final notes?
Well, the one thing I'll say is, Mike, again, thank you so much for having me on. I hope everyone out there that's on this call right now continues to stay safe. We are looking forward to our event in August. If anyone is looking to participate, please don't hesitate to give me a call or just send me a message. Mike, I'm sure you can provide my details.
Absolutely, yes. Yeah. And you we lost you a little bit, Jose. Sorry. Come back. We lost you a little bit.
One can find me by just searching my first name and last name.
Got it. Yes. Please. It's very important, guys, to, these are very important organizations in our local marketplace. And seriously, thank you guys for stepping up and, leading these organizations and educating not only our realtor community, but putting reach out to our own community as well. It's really, really important. You guys touched on a lot of major topics today, census, voting, lobbying. These are extremely important functions of these organizations right here. And I'm so super proud to even have you a part of this and call you my friends. Because it's extremely important to us as citizens to do these functions and tie in. So that's how important we are actually as realtors. It's not just a sale. It's important to be a part of this. So thank you so much. Guys, thank you for being on the call as well for the rest of our group here. Hope you guys have a beautiful and safe weekend. Thank you, guys.
Thanks for the opportunity. Thanks, Mike.
Bye, guys. Bye.
Enjoy the weekend.
You
Bye,
too.
Lynn.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.